China. China, an amazing country. If you were to travel west to the edge of the Pacific Ocean, you'd come to Asia. Asia is the largest continent on the planet, with more land and people than anywhere else in the world. Asia is also the home of one of the biggest, most diverse countries in the world, China. China has incredible mix of people, landscape and wildlife. It is the third largest country in the world. Only Russia and Canada are bigger. And it has the largest population in the world. In fact, one out of every five people in the world live in China. That's more than 1.3 billion people. Do you know China has more than 1,500 rivers, including some of the most biggest rivers in the world. The longest river in China is Yangtze, which is the third longest river in the world. Only the Amazon River in South America and the Nile River in Africa are longer. China is also a country alive with art, music, dance, food and celebrations. And it's known for amazing cultural sites, temples and palaces to statues, canals, and the longest hand building wall in the world. The Chinese also have a long rich history of learning and inventing. They were the first people to make use paper, ink, writing, silk, cloth, painting, kites, porcelain, gunpowder, the compass, and much more. The Great Wall of China. More than 2,000 years ago, the first emperor of China, Qin Shi Huang, started building the Great Wall. It was designed to keep hostile tribes from invading China. The Great Wall, which was mostly built by slaves, is the longest wall in the world. It's also the largest structure ever built by hand. It is more than 6.437 kilometers, 4,000 miles long. It was built wide enough so as many as 10 soldiers could march side by side when they patrolled the countryside. Although parts of the Great Wall are crumbling, it is many of more than 20,000 watchtowers that served as lookout point thousands of years ago. The Great Wall crosses northern China between the east coast and north central China. World China. It has many different kinds of natural places. There are rugged mountain peaks, rocky desert, tropical forests, and lush valleys. And because China is such a big country with so many different habitats, it has many different kinds of living things. There are giant pandas in the bamboo forests of central China. There are tigers and monkeys in the tropical forest in the south. And there are all kinds of animals and plants that live in and near China's many rivers and streams, including the giant salamander. Giant panda. Unfortunately, China's population has grown so quickly that many plants and animals are losing their habitat. For example, scientists say there were fewer than 1,600 pandas left in the world. The bamboo forest where panda lives are being cut down for farming and houses. Giant panda. The Chinese people are so proud of giant panda that this animal has become a symbol of their country. Giant pandas live in the steppe bamboo forests of China, feeding almost non-stop of these tall, quickly growing grasses. Many pandas will spend more than 16 hours a day chewing bamboo, eating about 10,000 pounds in a year. Celebrating China from dragons to food. In addition to many natural treasures, China has a rich culture filled with special celebrations, art, music, dance, sports, and food. If you visit China, one of the first artistic things you might notice is the writing. The official language of China is Mandarin, which uses more than 6,000 characters instead of the 26-letter alphabet used in the English language. Each character stands for a word or a part of a word. Year of the If you visit in late January or nearly February, you might be lucky enough to take part in the celebration of the New Year. This is one of China's most important festivals and is celebrated throughout the country. To celebrate the New Year, people take part in colorful parties, wearing bright costumes and often dressing up as dragons. The dragons is a sign of good luck in China. Fireworks are also a big part of the festivities. Sports are also important to the Chinese. You'll probably see a lot of people playing table tennis, ping pong. The Chinese are some of the best table tennis players in the world. You'll also see a lot of bike riders, since most people get around by bike. Food and Chinese culture go hand in hand. If you've eaten a Chinese restaurant, then you know that there are many flavors and spices that make Chinese food special. Different regions of China are known for different kinds of food. For example, food from southwestern China is very spicy and often use chili pepper on. You might also notice that the Chinese only use two utensils, chopsticks and a soup spoon. Chinese eat a lot of rice. Rice is grown in flooded fields called paddies. In many parts of China, rice is served with all meals and it is an important part of the Chinese diet. You'll also see the people eating noodles, soup, fish, soybeans, and other food. Do you know the Chinese eat 3 times more fish than Americans? In fact, the American person in Chinese is more than 20 kilograms of seafood each year. China, past, present, and future. China has a long and rich history which has helped shape country today. Most historians think the country was settled more than 5,500 years ago, making China one of the oldest civilizations in the world that is still thriving today. The capital of China is Beijing. It is a city of almost 14 million people. Beijing is the center of government. It's also known for its many tourist sites like Tiananmen Square, also named the Gate of Heavenly Peace, a large square in the city center that used for special events. China also has many other thriving cities. Shanghai is the largest city in China and one of the biggest ports in the world. And Hong Kong, the southern part of China, is a major business center known for its many shops and markets. Even though many of China's more than a billion people live in cities, most people still live in rural towns and villages. Many of them farm or herd sheep and goats in the grassland. Land of the silk moth. Most of the world's silk is produced in China. Silk comes from the caterpillar of a silk moth, the only domestic cold in the world. The caterpillar spins in a silk cocoon, and people harvest silk thread from the cocoon. The Chinese discovered silk about 2,640 years before BC and kept it a secret for almost 3,000 years. Today, China has the second largest economy in the world. It is a leader in making from toys to television and textiles such as silk. It also has a huge tourist industry and hosts the 2008 Olympics in Beijing. But China faced big challenges. Recent reforms by the communist government mean more private business will grow. The move away from a system where everyone works for the government means China has many unemployed workers. The opening up of the economy is expected to be better in the long term, as this kind of change does not come easily. Did you know the communist government discouraged religion, so most people do not belong to a church or other religious institution. However, many people believe in the teaching of Buddhism, Taoism, and other religious thinking that promises harmony and compassion. As China's population grows, people will need more water, energy, food, and other resources. The country faces the challenge of providing enough jobs and resources for its population while still protecting the environment and people's rights. Thank you for listening.